What's up, hikers? I'm back here with another video here on Nico's World Travels. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Stinking Springs Trail. This is an ATV trail just outside of the Targhee National Forest. It's about 10 miles long, so this should take me a few hours, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cool stuff to show you. It did say to beware of rattlesnakes, so if I spy one of those, I'll see if I can get it on camera, but we're about to get started. Just started my watch, so here we go. Here's a quick look at the terrain here. Lots of sagebrush. It's very characteristic of Idaho. But the trail will be taking me up to the peak of Kelly Mountain, or so it says on all trails. That is a peak of 6,795 feet, so quite high up. It'll be a significant elevation gain from where I am right now. I can just check that on my watch. So I'm 1,563 meters above sea level, so that translates to about 4,600 feet or so. So maybe as much as 2,000 feet of elevation gain. We'll see. I'm already heading uphill now, so that's probably what it's going to look like. But yeah, it's a very clear day out here. Very warm, but not insanely hot or anything. So I'm excited to see what's on this trail. All right, so along the trail, I've noticed there are quite a few switchbacks. So that's presumably just to make it a little easier to get up this incline. And that's probably why the trail is so long, as much as nearly 10 miles, is because of all these switchbacks, kind of lengthening it out. If you were to go straight up, it would probably be shorter, but also more challenging. So I'm at a fork here. There's kind of a trail going that way and a more defined trail going this way. So I'm going to check the map to see which way I should be going, and I'm going to head out. Okay, so remember how I was telling you that all these switchbacks were making the trail way longer? I think that this trail is actually meant to just go straight up, because it appears to be just a lot more direct, headed up that direction. I'm going to stick to the main trail with all the switchbacks, but just so you know, if you ever come out here, that is there and that's an option. So pulling up here, I'm not quite a kilometer in, so maybe half mile, but I found this little bench here, and it's got a lizard on it. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that. Let's see if he'll say hi. Yeah, he's letting me get pretty close. Hopefully he doesn't bite me or something. Well, we'll just leave him alone. But it's a pretty cool bench. And a nice view out there. Alright, so I hit the 1 mile mark just a little while ago. 1.6 kilometers makes a mile, but I wanted to show you where I am right now and what's surrounding me. The views haven't changed too much, but they have gotten a little better since I am higher up. You can see a lot more of the water of the Snake River over there, so that is cool. Check it out, I found a little bunch of all these little cactus all over the place. I haven't seen any cactus on this trail yet, but there you are. Pretty cool. And as for your update for where we are, I'm sort of approaching 2 miles. We can see this rock over here really clearly now. And at this point we can see kind of over this hill to some of what's going on over there. View is just getting better and better, and definitely seeing some trees up there. I might end up showing those to you. And some white rocks over here. It looks like the trail heads that way. Okay, this transition's pretty cool. You can see the dirt just going from that sort of grayish brownish color to this more red color. And if you look at the rocks up there, they kind of have the same color, so that could be some iron in the soil or something like that, but gives it a pretty cool color. I see another little bench over here, so I'm going to check that out. Looks like just a little resting place for while you're going up there on this hike. Got a little alternate trail. I don't think I'm going to check that out, but this gives you a pretty sick view of the mountainside here. If you're curious about the name of this trail, Stinking Springs Trail, it's because there's a hot spring nearby where the High Sea Water Park is, and there's a lot of sulfur in the water there. It gives off this odor like bad eggs. It's not that bad when you're actually in the water, but honestly I can't really smell it here. I think it's kind of just a name. The trail doesn't actually stink, but that is an explanation of the name. Okay, a little detour. It looks like there might be a cliff right over here, so we'll give that a look. Right, bit of a cliff, a bunch of rocks. That's pretty cool. You can see the lichen on here, very thick on there, breaking down the rock. And you can tell that some birds like to perch here. There's some pretty clear signs. But yeah, this is a great view right here. Just wanted to remind you all, if you've enjoyed the video so far, go ahead and go down and give the video a like as you keep watching. And if you feel like it, comment down below any other trails that you know in this area that you'd like me to check out. Anything sort of in the East Idaho, Northern Utah, Wyoming kind of area. And if you comment it down, I will look it up, and we may be able to get out there and give it a look. All right, just saw something else. You might find this kind of gross, but down here looks like there's a bunch of deer droppings. And this does seem like the kind of place where deer would hang out. So if I see any, I will try my best to get them on camera. Deer like to run away as soon as they see you, but I'll keep my eyes peeled and let you know if I see any. I notice there's another trail down there that I can see. It's definitely not the trail that I took to get up here. Looks like maybe an ATV trail or something headed that way by the looks of it. But I wanted to give you a view, a pan view of what I can see right now. A lot of farmland out here. There's some fencing over there, so I can check that out here in a minute. And looks like another little place to sit right here. Over here on the other side of that hill, you can see quite a few trees. Looks like there's a large patch of trees over there. It makes sense that they'd be over there because that is the north side of the hill, so it doesn't get nearly as much of this hot sun. So I'm sure there's a lot more moisture over there. I'm not sure if the trail heads out that way, but if it does, I will definitely show you those trees. And hey, here's a tree. Okay, so right here, the trail goes either way, left or right. I believe this way links up with that trail I was showing you before, that alternative trail. And this way is where the map wants me to go. So I'm gonna head that way and I'll see you here in a minute. There's that patch of trees I was telling you about. It doesn't look like the trail heads anywhere close to there, but I'll give you a view from here. This part of the trail, it's been cut a lot more deeply by either mountain bikes or ATVs or something. And the foliage is a lot higher here. And I think because of that, I've been hearing a few rattlesnakes around me. Just a couple of them actually, but that's something to keep an eye out for. Well, here's the first shade I've had in a minute here. The trail is mostly getting hit by the sun, so make sure you bring some water if you ever come out here. Luckily, I made sure to do that. Give you another update. That's where I am, and I'll be checking back in with you soon. Here's a good spot. You can see quite a bit of the Snake River now going down there. Here is where I am right now. Okay, here's a little trail map, but right here, we are entering Targhee National Forest, and already seeing a lot more greenery here, obviously. So that's really awesome. I believe the trail is gonna take us that way. I wanna give you a better idea of where exactly we are, so I'm gonna examine the trail map a little closer. The Stinking Springs Trailhead is where we began when we went and did all those switchbacks. Then the last little section was between 4 and 3 here. This is of course intersection number 3, so that's where we are at the moment. Just entering Targhee National Forest. It looks like we're only gonna be in it for a little while, and then we're gonna head back over here to Jefferson, Madison County. We're getting close. We're just gonna have that section in green left to do, which is also a part of the Leaning Fir Trail. That might be another trail to look at here in the next couple weeks. But for now, we're gonna try and complete this section here, which means we are gonna be heading that way. Looks like we're gonna see a lot more trees here. Down there you can see Heisey. It's really cool to look out at it from this high up. You can see the roads and the little houses down there and everything. I love to see it. And the view from over here is pretty great as well. And we are almost halfway, so I will update you when we do hit halfway or if I see anything else interesting. Of course, there's tons of birds up here. Lots of grasshoppers, as there have been throughout this whole trail. And the trail forks again, so I'm going to consult the map and get back to you. Okay, just going down the trail. To the left of me over here, there's something going on. There's maybe a ski lift or something. I think we are by, I think it's called Kelly Canyon Ski Resort. So might be what that is. Obviously, there's no snow out here right now, but in the winter time, this is definitely going to be just covered in a blanket of snow. Okay, here we are at the final little loop. Just going to go around and then we're going to be on the other side of the trail. And what's that? Just hit 9 kilometers it looks like, so it is going to be 11 plus miles. But yeah, so far this trail's been really fun. It's been challenging, but nothing too crazy. The elevation is obviously a bit higher where we are. So at the moment, I'm just over 2,000 feet above sea level, which is going to be a little over 6,000 feet. Or yeah, 2,000 meters, 6,000 feet. It is pretty epic out here. As far as how long I've been out here for 2 hours and 41 minutes. And I've been filming the video in the meantime, so depending on how fast you go, you may be able to get this done faster than I am doing it now. Most of the way back, I'm probably going to be running unless I see something that I want to share. Right up here is where the loop closes, and that's it. So we're officially on the back side of the trail, just returning to where we started, and I'm going to check back in you if I find something interesting. Okay, I am back right near the trailhead. There's some guys over there, so just to have some privacy while I record the outro, I'm going to do it now. It took me, if you can see here, just under 4 hours to get the whole thing done, almost exactly 11 miles. As you can see from my face, I was running for most of the way back here, so that's how I was able to get it done in less than 4 hours. If you're planning to walk the whole way, plan for maybe 5 hours or so, maybe a little longer depending on how long you like to stay out there, maybe a little shorter if you're not taking any pictures or anything, because I was able to do everything all in 4 hours, so that gives you an idea of about how long it takes. As far as what we saw out here, coming down on the bike, we saw a lot of lizards, mostly all over the trail, grasshoppers, little things like that, and several birds, especially when we were up by Targhee. I heard a lot of rattlesnakes along the way. Didn't see any, didn't have any trouble, so that's good. I didn't see any deer, but it's possible to see them up here. In my case, the trail was completely empty until I just saw that biker, but there are quite a few people at the trailhead now, so it looks like the trail might be getting a little more crowded. It's something like 6 or 7 o'clock right now, so these guys probably wanted to avoid the hot sun, which I basically got the full brunt of getting here around 2. But this trail was a ton of fun. There was a lot of great stuff to see. Plenty of trees, a lot of these foothills that you can see around me. And obviously the Snake River behind me and high sea and everything. So that was a lot of fun. And as far as the trail itself, it varies between stuff like this. A lot of it is used for a bike trail. So a lot of it is going to be like that, fairly narrow. So it's kind of tough to run on that since it's so narrow, but you can manage okay. Up closer to where Targhee was, the trail gets a lot more rocky. Make sure you're prepared for that, especially if you plan to run. It's easy to trip over rocks like that and get hurt. You don't want to do that, especially all the way up there. You're like 5 miles away from, any main road. But apart from that, I really enjoyed this one. I would definitely recommend you coming out here with your family. Like I said, it's a decent amount of elevation gain, like 1,500 feet, a little more of elevation gain. It's definitely a good day's hike, but it's not going to kill you, hopefully. But that about sums up what I saw here. It was a really fun trail. Again, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down if you want me to go out to any other trails in this area. And with that, we'll see you in the next one.